My name is NonStopAntonio, and today we're going to be breaking down episode 11 of Titans Season 4. This episode took a little bit of a downturn from last episode. It felt like there was stuff that probably could have been cut from it, so let's jump into my breakdown and review for the episode, because there are some pretty cool Easter eggs during it. Welcome to NonStopAntonio, where I talk about everything nerdy. I love Marvel, DC, and anime, and if you do too, I hope you enjoy this video. There were two parts in this episode that I really liked. However, everything else kind of felt really flat. A lot of it felt like it wasn't needed, or it was just kind of put in there filler. It was a 55-minute long episode, and it felt like there was just a lot of extra nonsense in it. But the best part of the episodes were everything that had to do with Connor, as well as everything that did with Tim and Jason, which seeing Tim and Jason interact and having Jason somewhat train him, fantastic. I really liked how they dealt with that. But like, other than that, some of it just felt a little unneeded. Like, it did feel like it was just setting up to go into the final. Like, the Brother Blood coming in was pretty cool in the end, like him actually getting the costume and being pretty much Brother Blood and summoning Trigon. And the stuff with like Kory really felt unnecessary, because literally last episode she was trying to come to terms with not killing Sebastian and trying to save the world she loves, and then she goes literally straight back to trying to kill Sebastian. Like, I don't understand what the point of that was. I feel like they regressed back from what they literally just set up the episode before. And also, everyone going on a hunt to find Kory felt very unnecessary. Like, oh, where did Kory go? We need to find her. Oh my god, she went missing. And then her just to find Mercy Graves, them not to arrest her or anything because they all might die anyways. I don't know. Not a fan of that part, but I'm still happy that we got to see Red Hood and Tim Drake interact. So let's jump into that, because that is my favorite part of the episode, where we have Dick sending Tim to Gotham City to meet Venta, passing him a briefcase. And as soon as he passed him that case, I'm like, it's the Robin suit. It's a brand new Robin suit for Tim Drake. And then we get to see him in action, which I thought was really fun. And then Jason comes in and gives him a hand and brings him back to his new base. And I like Jason's base. At least for this Jason, it felt like what his base should be. Kind of like this rundown building, looking like somewhat of a young adult's place. And I like what they did there. And then having him mention Shimmer and going after Shimmer was interesting, because of the fact that we did see her in the earlier seasons, not for long, but we did see her. So it's a nice reference to that character. Also, having Jason working with Babs and getting paid by her was cool, because it's showing that he's kind of redeeming himself. He's kind of acting more as like a bounty hunter now, rather than acting as someone who's just going around murdering people. So it's cool to see him running around as Red Hood still, because I thought after what happened in the previous season that he might take a break from doing it, but I like Red Hood as a character, and I like what they did with his character a little bit more in this than in the previous season. I really liked how Jason and Tim were sparring during this as well, because it was showing Jason train him in a sense and helping him become a better Robin, and also learning how good of a Robin Tim can be and relaying that information back to Dick, where I really like where that all came to, because it shows that Dick Grayson sent Tim to get that training from Jason and not to go after this Venta dude, and was actually just to go meet Jason for Jason to assess the new Robin. And I like how it had Jason set Tim up against actual thugs. Tim got his ass beat until he figured out how to actually fight, so that it was like, it's better to learn by doing. And I really like how they set that up, because they had a really good chemistry together. Like in the comics, when Red Hood shows up, he kicks Tim's ass in the Titans Tower. I thought this was really cool. A little different from the comics, obviously, because all the storylines were changed from that, but I like what they did. And I also like how Jason acknowledged that Tim would be a better Robin than him after he was able to solve the code to go after Shimmer, showing that he has the brains, he has the detectiveness, he can be a good Robin, unlike Jason, who is more reckless and running in for fights. That was easily the best part of the episode. Everything that had to do with those two characters was done so freaking well. And again, I like how Dick was the one that sent Tim to go see Jason to get him assessed and trained in the ways of the Robin. Now let's go to the second best part of the episode, which was all the stuff that had to do with Connor. Because I like how we had Connor showing exactly where he stood. Because after last episode, I could tell that he was still on the hero side and he was playing Sebastian the entire time, which was true. He continued to play Sebastian in this episode, trying to manipulate him to coming to Connor's side and making Sebastian like leave Mother Mayhem behind, leave Trigon behind, and to work with him so that he could eventually take Sebastian out himself. But then on top of that, Mother Mayhem ripping out one of her followers' hearts and crushing it into the gemstone that's just like Raven's. Freaking dark. I did not see that coming. I totally thought she was trying to get the girl to like sleep with Sebastian, do whatever he wants to do. Like, it just felt very lucrative. And then she rips out her heart, and I was like, holy shit, what the hell just happened? And then having Connor torture one of the cultists so that he would admit that Trigon would eliminate Sebastian as soon as he came to Earth was so freaking dark. It was definitely something Superboy would not do. And then having freaking Sebastian bite the dude's arm and suck the blood out of it was so disturbing. I was sitting there with my jaw dropped. I'm like, this is gross. This is so freaking gross, but cool at the same time. And I was thinking this possibly could be a reference to the comics, because in the comics, while fighting the Titans, Brother Blood himself engaged in battle, severely attacked them, and then he latched onto Superboy and stank his teeth into his arm like a living vampire, where then Sebastian's strength increased with the fusion of blood and he became even more powerful. So I think that was a nod to that. It might not be, but after reading into it, I think that is a nod to that. I think it's a pretty cool little Easter egg that they had in it. But we'll talk about the last little bit of Connor stuff at the very ending when we talk about the entire ending of this episode. Now let's go into the Starfire stuff, which again, I wasn't a big fan of. Like, I just felt like some of it wasn't needed. I feel like the Titans could have easily worked as a team to do all this, and Starfire didn't have to literally regress what she went through last episode to do what they were doing. But when the episode started, I thought she was on a Tamaranian ship, but by the end of the episode, I think it was supposed to be in the lab. That's what she was envisioning. She was envisioning the lab, showing her where to go and what she was supposed to do. But after they find Mercy Graves, they find all of Lex's files that she was trying to delete, which had some pretty good references as well in it. They had the X virus, which was an old plague on Krypton that was feared, where you can see in this picture Lex having the virus because he wants to go after Superman. And then of course kryptonite bullets, and a mech suit, all classic Lex Luthor items so that he could take down Kryptonians. And I found it surprising that Project Starfire was a device named after Starfire to harness her powers. I feel like this was a little bit on the nose. We're like, oh, of course, Lex had this device to harness Starfire's powers so that she didn't have to die, and he could use it to take down Sebastian Blood or Mother Mayhem or whatever. It felt like a plot device that was just put there to make the Titans win. In the end, they obviously lost, but still. I like how when the Titans go to look for the device, they run into Connor, and you can really see the visible hurt in Connor, because he's done some pretty messed up things as Superboy, and Titans aren't supposed to hurt people. But Dick kind of relates the fact that sometimes they have to go into the darkness to fight bad guys, which again, I'm not a huge fan of, like, that darkness side. I would have rather had Dick turn around and be like, no, you're right, Titans do not kill people, but we'll get through this together. As a family, we'll help each other recover, rather than him being like, no, we cross the line sometimes. Like, no, you should never cross the line. And I like how the whole reason Connor was trying to take down Sebastian himself was so that he could prove to Superman, to Lex, and to Dick that he could do something on his own and be that hero even if he went to the darker side. But him acknowledging everything he did was wrong is a good character moment because he knows what he did is wrong and he's gonna grow from that now. And I also like when they go to the Project Starfire device, how it looks like it's gonna blow up, but Dick is so worried about his friends that he kind of messes up and shuts down the device before they can fully power it, which in the end, Connor uses it on Sebastian after trying to, like, manipulate him. After Sebastian kills Mother Mayhem with Trigon's horn, Superboy tries to kill Sebastian with the Project Starfire, and it doesn't work. Sebastian rises back up as suited up Brother Blood and shoots Connor. And it looks like Connor dies. However, I don't think he does. I think that's just him getting knocked out, where he'll probably come back. Bring him out to the sun. Hopefully the sun will soak up some radiation and come back. Very interesting how they left up the episode, but it was a cool moment of Brother Blood fully forming and then summoning Trigon. You saw that black cloud that was coming this guy? That was him summoning Trigon after blowing the horn, and Trigon is now going to come back to Earth, and I'm really hoping next episode the design for him is a lot better than season 1. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they play the season final, because Trigon is coming back, and the final is called Titans Forever, and I am hoping that we do see other Titans from the previous seasons. Maybe Jason Todd will come and help them fight Trigon, Donna Troy. Maybe Dove will come back. I feel like they could bring in other characters, and it sucks that the show is ending because I really wanted to see Roy Harper and Wally West. But if somehow the show continues, maybe we will see them. What did you think of this episode of Titans, and what was your favorite part during it? Let me know down in the comments, and if you saw any Easter eggs that I might have missed, let me know, because I think I got them all. But if there's any other ones, I would really be interested in finding out, because I love DC Easter eggs and their TV shows. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to see my other DC breakdowns, I am covering Superman and Lois and The Flash at the moment. The Flash is almost over, but hey, it's starting to get good. And on top of it, I will do Doom Patrol when it comes back. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.